On days like this, I just feel I live in the most wild and beautiful place in the world. It's a beautiful morning here in the Cairngorms, so Sky and I thought we would get up early and come out on a hike. We're doing one of my favourite routes today. We started down in Glenmore Forest Park and we've got to the first stop, which is the Green Lochan, which you can see behind me. I'm not entirely sure why it's green. I think it's to do with the algae in it. I should probably know this as an ecologist, but it gives this sort of green sheen to it, particularly when it's sunny. Which it will be later on today. It's really, really pretty, although I wouldn't advise swimming in it. Apparently it's quite bad for leeches, so just so you know. So this is our first stop. Then we're going to be going up through Ryvoan Pass and might pop into the bothy there. That's a really nice wee bothy. And then up into Abernethy Forest, which is one of my favourite forests in the world. It's all, this area is all like ancient Caledonian pine forest, so it's just stunning. Probably visit another bothy, have a spot of lunch maybe, or maybe just a cup of tea, and then loop back round and go back to the car. There's Sky in the background. She's getting quite impatient. She's not keen on this filming malarkey. She's like, why are we not walking? And to be fair, it is quite cold today. It's about -5 right now. Or it was when I started in the car about half an hour ago, and my hand holding the camera is kind of nippy and kind of cold. So we will get cracking. Yes. So the whole route will probably take us about 4 hours. But yeah, I'll take you along with me and show you some of my absolute favourite bits of the Highlands. And we were thinking, well, I was thinking, Sky doesn't mind, of stopping there for a snack. I'm getting quite hungry now. But it was really windy, it's quite exposed up there, and the wind's really picked up and it's a biting one. And the sun's gone away a little bit, so it's quite cold. So we thought we'd drop down into the forest and try and find another wee spot to perch to have well-deserved snack and a cup of tea. So I'll probably check in with you guys then. nice. It's still quite cold, but there's some warmth in the sun, which is nice, warming us up a little bit. We're now in Abernethy Forest, and this is owned and managed by the RSPB. It's a national nature reserve, and it has, this forest in particular, really special place in my heart. I actually lived here for 5 months during the winter of 2017-2018 as I was interning for the RSPB at the time, and I remember arriving in Aviemore on the train, and it was dark by the time I got there. I met this random guy who said he was going to take me off to the forest, so I was like, okay, cool, let's go. And we kept driving, and it was just further and further and deeper into the forest, and it did occur to me that if I wanted to leave, I would be completely lost. There's no way I'd get out. But we rounded this corner and were confronted by what looked like just a wooden mansion plonked in the middle of the forest. That's Forest Lodge, so that's where the RSPB has some of its offices for the staff, and also has split it into some flats for people staying and working inside. It's a really old building, it's a really interesting building, and that's where I was going to be living. So that was quite like, oh, okay. I stayed in all sorts of accommodation as a volunteer, from something quite fancy, and then others just essentially being sheds. And then when I worked on the Farne Islands as a ranger for 3 months, that was like an old tower. So these islands are just tiny little islands off of the coast of Northumberland in England. And we were staying there monitoring the seabirds. And this tower just had no running water, no central heating, has electricity sometimes, so that was quite a different way of living. So Forest Lodge was quite fancy compared to that. And I remember waking up the next morning and noticing a bird table, and some crested tits were coming to the bird table, and they're lovely little birds, and you only find them in some small areas of Scotland, with the Cairngorms being one of them. And it's the first time I'd seen them, so that was quite exciting. Closely followed by some red squirrels, and I was like, I think I'm gonna like it here. And I did. I loved it. It was a hard winter, you know. I hadn't ever lived in that much snow before. I was out every single day in the forest, so I got to know it really well, and I'm really pleased I got to show bits of it to you today. But yeah, I'm gonna have a bit early for lunch yet, so I think I'll just have a snack. And then make our way back via the Bothies, back down Ryvoan Pass. I might nip down to the Ryvoanethy. There's a really nice little spot a bit off the beaten track that we can visit. But yeah, that's pretty much our adventure for the day, and thanks so much for watching again. If you want to see more of this kind of content, more out in the Highlands, then please do consider subscribing. That would really help my channel, particularly as I'm brand new and starting from scratch, but I've really enjoyed it so far, and thank you for everyone that has already given me some support. And if you have any other ideas of what you'd like to see from me, any other Highland content, nature content, then do drop me a message or a comment in below, and I will try and make that happen. For now, I will see you next time.